Imagine this. This is you watching Sword Art Online Season 2 Calibur arc. You're watching this scene when Kirito and friends narrowly escape the collapsing castle and retrieve the legendary Holy Sword Excalibur! No, not that Excalibur, lol. Intrigue. Something just clicked within your thoughts. Dude, it would have been so cool if this sword existed in real life. But then you were like, nah, that ain't happening. Even if it does, it would have been worth millions. Right? And that is when I tell you, wrong! Look, I got my hands on my own Holy Sword Excalibur, and you guys can also get your own Excalibur for under $50. How did I do that? It's done using technology called 3D printing, using plastic material called PLA, which you can get around $20 on Amazon. But Bewan, I don't have a 3D printer. What? You don't have a 3D printer? Well, okay, fine, fair enough. But dude, it's almost 2023. Chances are you do have a friend at work or at school who has one. You can just come to them and ask them nicely like, dude, can I borrow your printer? And hopefully, just hopefully, they'd let you use their printer for free. Also on top of that, you get a new friend who you could share your new hobby with, which is nice. Anyway, the process of 3D printing is just as simple as printing a Word document. The only difference is that it's not Word documents we're printing, but 3D models. Luckily, I've got us covered. I made my own model of the Excalibur using Fusion 360. This sword is modeled to be 120cm long and 1.3cm thick. A very accurate representation of the weapon from the anime. Now, I won't be able to print this beast of a sword at once, because my printer can only fit so much. And that's why I cut into pieces and process each piece in Cura so we can print them. Good settings and a correct orientation are crucial to getting quality and strong printed parts. Once that's done, we get a G-code. This G-code will send to our printer and then we should be good to go. Right now the printer's warming up and as soon as it's ready, I'll begin printing. And that's the last one. Now we finally got all the parts we needed, so let's go and piece the puzzle. For this job I'm gonna use my trusty 2-part epoxy glue. Reload, boys. Alright guys, the sword is now all glued up. Now let's leave it overnight to cure. I'm gonna check back tomorrow when the glue dries. So I woke up the next day and the sword is nice and solid. Now it's time to move on to the next step, sanding. Now I usually use these handheld delta sanders to sand my sword, but I realized something. Most of you guys probably don't have it. And that's why in this video, I'm gonna go old school and use some sandpapers you can get for $1. Now for sandpapers, you might want to go for the roughest sandpaper you can get your hands on, and then gradually move on to the smoother ones. Sanding for 2.5 fucking hours and it's finally fucking done. Now what's left is just to paint this sword, but that's on tomorrow because I'm tired as fuck right now, bro. I mean, I just did the demo shot for the Lambent Light and the Liberator sword this afternoon. I went straight to sand for like 2.5 hours straight. And now I'm gonna go and fucking crash. So see y'all tomorrow. So guys, it's the next day. I've woken up nice and fresh and now it's time to put some primer on this thing. For primers, I've seen one on Amazon for as cheap as $6. You'd want to go and coat your entire sword well before putting anything else. I usually like to be a little bit generous and put a blobbing amount of primer to cover holes up. Once that's done, we can go for the main paint. I've chosen these two colors for the sword, which are Chrome Gold and Petrol, which cost $11.47 and $8.99 respectively. We'll start off roughly by painting the handguard and pommel area with Petrol Blue. Now, before we move on to topping the rest with Chrome Gold, let's mask out the parts that we just painted. Use some cheap paper tape you can find around for $3. Once that's done, it's Chrome Gold goes. And with that, the paint job is complete. Alright guys, now the paint is dry. Now it's time to peel the masking tape and reveal the paint. Holy moly, this thing looks amazing. Now as usual, let's take this sword outside for a test drive, shall we? Oh hey! It's me, Bevan. I'm gonna test this sword with a quick bayonet E, which is an upper right to bottom left swing, to see if this sword is gonna survive the blow or is it gonna snap in half. Are you guys ready? Excalibur! Guys, that was the Excalibur. I just want to take the time to thank my homie Noobman for helping me edit the demo. And now, it's time to recap our shopping list. These are the materials I used, and these are how much they costed. We have a grand total of $58.49. I guess I must have miscalculated a little bit right there. But here's the thing, the fact that I spent less than this amount is actually true. See, with this shopping list, you're bound to get a lot of leftovers. For example, it costs $20 for 1 kilograms of filaments, but for this particular project, you'd only use like 620 grams of it. So technically it costs only $12.42 for this much material. The Petrol paint, glue, primer and masking tape are actually left over from my previous projects. So for this project, I literally only spent like $23.47 to get the gold spray and the filament. Now, why am I telling you this? I think it's crazy that it's so inexpensive to create such a beautiful anime sword, which got me wondering, like, why aren't more people doing this? And now that I've pretty much figured out how it's done, I just want to share with you guys. So guys, that was the Excalibur from Seiyu 2. I really enjoyed making this video and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I did. So go ahead and smash that like button right now. So now I got another fine addition to my sword collection. If you guys want to see a bit more of these, go hit the subscribe button down there and this video up here and I'll see you there. Until then, say your love!